successfully reintegrate back into their home, back into the workplace, and ultimately the goal is to help them to be stand-up leaders out there in the community with an overall goal of never, ever, ever reoffending again. The uniqueness in what is it we do is that on graduation day, they don't graduate from a program. They graduate up into the next level of our commitment to be with them over the next 18 months, not only to help them to walk out all those incredible things that we've learned, but to be able to be there with them to help them to navigate the different challenges they're going to be facing during that reintegration process. We do that through very intensive mentoring and case management process. And the goal of our organization, my staff members are there to do, is to make sure that they get up to the next level of life. Anything less than that, we just be a regular reentry program. So we're excited that you're here with us tonight. We're so very honored that we have some of the greatest community leaders and some of the national leaders that are here. I'm just going to give you an opportunity to say hello to them before they're going to come up and speak. But firstly, I want to say, say hello, listen, to my friend and the greatest Congresswoman in the United States of America, Congresswoman Susie Lee. Would you give her a hand, please? Also joining us here today from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Captain Chris Valdez. Please give him a hand. And rounding off our speakers today is my dear friend and brother from another mother, Pastor Vernon Fox, Salt Church. Please give him a hand. And joining us today to administer the oath to our graduates to remain productive, law-abiding members of the community, we have one of the best judges in the planet. I have to say that now because she is my dear friend too. But you got to think about it, right? Coming to the end of the week to take a time out to come to police headquarters to lead the graduates in the oath to be productive law-abiding members of the community. Would you please give it up for the Honorable Jennifer Schwartz? So as we get things underway, I'm going to jump right into it and tell you that we have this session of our training, and it's called the Vivid Vision. Everybody say Vivid Vision. Vivid Vision. No, you got to say it like me. Say Vivid Vision. Vivid Vision. And what that Vivid Vision is we challenge our folks to take a look at their life 1 year from graduation day. In other words, it's February the 20th. February 20th, 2027, and we ask them to wake up in the morning and walk us through a day in their life. And when they get done, put that vivid vision down on a piece of paper, we make a copy of it. We give one copy to them. The other copy goes to a member of the staff. And what their job is to do everything they can to walk that thing out. And there's so many incredible stories of people who stood in this room and shared their vivid vision. But every month, we bring somebody back who once upon a time did that. So it gives me an honor and privilege to introduce you to Hope for Prisoners alumni, Miss Eleanor Reyes. Please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eleanor Reyes. I'm a proud graduate of Hope for Prisoners, and I'm here today to share my journey with hope that it helps you with yours. First of all, congratulations to each and every one of you. Seriously, if no one has told you today, let me be the first. You did something big, and this is absolutely a day to celebrate. Now, I know some of you are thinking, this all happened really fast. How am I supposed to be ready for what's next? Trust me, you're ready. John Ponder and the Hope for Prisoners team will provide you with the tools, the guidance, and open doors for you. But you are the one who has to walk through them. Nobody can do that part for you. I lived in Las Vegas for over 30 years, and until the last 5, I've been completely sober. Before that, let's just say I knew the system a little bit too well. I was on my way. I was on house arrest awaiting sentencing, and I had just attended my fourth day of Hope class. I went home, and instead of congratulations, my house got hit by SWAT. I was arrested, charged with another case, and that led to my third time in prison. That's when it finally hit me. You can't do this halfway. Halfway effort gets you halfway results and sometimes full-time sentences. Even then, I knew what John Ponder had preached was true. At the time, my boyfriend, now my husband, Jesse Reyes, was also my co-defendant and was taken into custody as well. While incarcerated, Jesse got involved with Hope for Prisoners and graduated after his release. He paved the way for me and led me right back to Hope. I came straight from PMP in my blues. No excuses, no pit stops, and it was literally the best decision I've ever made. I focused on my personal growth, completed the classes, met with my case manager, and stayed committed to my goals. Not only did I graduate from Hope for Prisoners, but I am currently gaining employment with Station Casinos, where I'm a current trainer in my department. Yes, me, I'm training people. Life is funny like that. It gets better, trust me. Jesse and I gave our life to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. We were baptized together. And when I thought nothing can get better, we got married on November 22nd, 2025, which made me the happiest woman in the world. I used to hear other people's testimonies and think that could never be me. I'm not the success story type, mostly because I had no idea where to start, seriously. But I came to Hope for Prisoners, and I finally did. So I hope my story inspires you, because it's the beginning of your journey. Your past does not disqualify you. It prepares you. Thank you, Mr. Ponder, and thank you to the Hope for Prisoners team for believing in us, supporting us, and giving us a second chance.
Can we give Eleanor husband a big round of applause? Jesse, it's good to see you. The only thing with Jesse and Eleanor, right? They're two Hope graduates. They got together and got married. They had a baby. And I don't know why they didn't name the baby John. Johnetta. Hey, we want to give a big shout out to Steve and Judy Siegel for Pink Box Donuts being this month's graduation sponsor. So big thanks for that. I also want to give a shout out to some of the employers that are in the room today, where our graduates will have an opportunity to walk away with the job. I know we made mention of Station Casinos. Larice, where you at, Larice? How you doing? Stand up. I want them to stand up so they know where to make the beeline over to her. We also have Pearl Santos from Resorts World. We have Atasha and Misty from AWP. We have Sunshine Minting in the house. Can you please give them a big, gigantic round of applause? I'm going to introduce you to our first speaker, and I'm kind of taking things out of order because I want to honor her. She took the time out to be here today, and know she has a very busy, hectic schedule. I'm going to read a little tiny bit of her bio, and I'm going to turn it over to her. And this is U.S. Congresswoman Susie Lee. Since being elected to Congress in 2018, Susie has worked relentlessly with Democrats and Republicans alike to achieve real results for Nevada's families. She's helped negotiate and get signed in the once-in-a-generation bipartisan infrastructure law and the Inflation Reduction Act, which allows for lower prescription drug costs and for seniors, and is the single biggest climate investment in U.S. history. Both bills are creating hundreds of thousands of jobs across the United States of America. If you guys would please put your hands together for my dear friend, Congresswoman Susie Lee.
Good evening. It's really, truly an honor for me to be here and look at each and every one of you. And when I saw you walk in, I've been spending the last few weeks watching the Olympics, and I must say I'm a baby when I do that. But when I saw each of you walk in with your blue robe and your cap on, it brought tears to my eyes. It did. Because, you know, I want to say, when I think about Hope for Prisoners and all the great work that John and the entire team does here. It really encapsulates two things that are so important about this journey. And the first is choice, that life is full of choices. And along the way, anything that happens to you every single day, we're going to be faced with setbacks along the way. And you have a choice to make. And the choice is you can let that setback defeat you. You can let it make you angry. You can let it really set you back, or you can let it be a time to be a moment of moving forward. And, you know, our journey in life is not a straight path. And my own journey hasn't been a straight path. And there are times when I've made not great choices. And even today, I was faced with a big setback. And it's how you feel, how you meet those setbacks, that Hope for Prisoners and what you are going to learn on this journey will help you to make those choices. But you made the most important choice, which is to be part of this incredible program. And the second thing that's most important about this day is community. And when I watched all of you walk in, every one of you looked into the crowd to see someone who was here for you. But most importantly, the community's here for you. And that's what Hope for Prisoners means to me, because we can't do this alone. I did not become Congresswoman because I did it alone. I did it with a community of support. And that's what I'm all about. I'm one of 8 kids. I grew up fighting like hell to get my way in life. But most importantly, I've relied on so many people in my life. I relied on people that helped me with a job. When I was in high school, my family had no money. I relied on people who gave me a job in college. And now I rely on people all over. I rely on my staff. I rely on my loved ones. And so I just say, never be afraid to ask for help. Because when you look around this room and you look what Hope for Prisoners provides, we all stand ready to be supportive, because we want to see you successful. And we know that you've made the most important choice, but we've also made a choice to be here for you. And I only wish you the best of luck. I wish you a life full of happiness, and, you know, knowing that the road's not always going to be easy, but with knowing what you're going to learn from Hope for Prisoners, but most importantly, knowing that you have a community of love and support, hopefully will be enough to get you through. And we're looking forward to seeing success on the other side. So congratulations. Thank you for allowing me to share this honor to be with all of you. It's really been an honor to be here. Thank you. Congratulations.
Can we give Congresswoman Susie Lee another round of applause? Thank you for your genuine heart to serve the people of Nevada. Want to give a big shout out to some of our partnering churches. And we could not have this level of success without the faith-based community. Started with my home church, City Light Church, Pastor Vernon Church, Salt Church, Liberty Baptist, the Crossings Christian Church, Word of Life, Central Christian, Life Springs Baptist Church, Messages of the Faith Ministry, Southern Hills Baptist Church, the Church LV, and my fellow chaplains from Chaplaincy, Nevada. Can we give them all a gigantic round of applause? We're so grateful to process referrals from the following agencies: Nevada Department of Corrections, Nevada Department of Public Safety, Parole and Probation, Highway Patrol, City of Las Vegas Department of Public Safety, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, the Clark County District Attorney's Office, the Criminal Division, and also the Family Support Division. Can we give them a round of applause? Thank you for entrusting us with your people. I think we have time for a vivid vision here. And none of you guys know who it is I'm going to call, right? But I do. But you know how you say, if you stay ready, you never got to get ready? That's right. So the thing I love about this Vivid Vision is, and I always tell this story about how a mentor of mine, a guy by the name of John Maxwell. And John Maxwell said in his book that if you've ever seen someone who is just completely hopeless, we see people like that all the time, just hopeless. And the reason why they're hopeless is because they cannot see their future. But when you can get someone who is in that state of hopelessness to rise up out of that and see a future and have faith in the process that right there is obtainable, that's when you find hope in the moment. If you guys would please put your hands together for Hope for Prisoners graduate, Mr. Brian Williams.
All right. My name is Brian Williams. Today is February 2027, and this is my vivid vision. As a mechanic, I fixed thousands of cars, but for years, I neglected my own vehicle, my own life. Today, that's not my story. Today, like my career, I've mended an empire and built it on a solid foundation. What an electrifying ride it's been. I shine so bright I get to wear my welding mask 40 hours a week. I've repaired more than engines. I've repaired relationships. I've mended the bond with my children and my family. I bought a brand new 2027 RST Silverado. I raised my credit score to 700 and I put a down payment on a home. But more importantly, I offer stability. I provide. I protect. I give peace to my children, my family, my loved ones, and to myself. Today, I stand 16 months and 8 days sober. Without my sobriety and my spiritual journey, everything I've built fits back into a pipe or a bottle. The kids, my career, this Rome I've built, all of it can be destroyed in a single day if this addict uses. I know that to be true. I've done it. Not once, not twice, but multiple times in this lifetime. So when I started this journey, I took every necessary step. I went to AA meetings. I got a sponsor. What's up, Danny? I found the God of my understanding. I attend therapy regularly. I ejecto the dead weight from my Chevy. The people, the places, and habits that no longer serve me. Today, I surround myself with winners. Like-minded men headed in the direction I want my legacy to end. I give back every Sunday through the Promise LV to the less fortunate. I mentor other men in the community. I completed the Hope for Prisoners program. This program and my actions changed the trajectory of my life. They gave me the blueprint for the life I get to live today. For that, I'm forever grateful. Thank you for your time. P.S. Time is the greatest currency we get to spend, so invest it wisely so you'll never be poor. My name is Brian Williams, and today is February 20, 2026, and this is my vivid vision, and I'll see y'all next year.
Can we give Mr. Brian Williams a gigantic round of applause? You know, every time I hear those vivid visions, I always get choked. It just grabs you right here, especially when those vivid visions include like the number one priorities in life. And when he started talking about his family and talking about his children, is what really gets me choked up, because if his children is the number one priority in his life, then he will never do anything to jeopardize being taken away from them ever again. Brian, I'm looking very forward to seeing you walk that thing out. We're going to have time to hear some other vivid visions, but we're going to make way for our next speaker. But before I introduce our next speaker, I want everybody to take a look see where we're at right now. We are in police headquarters. I know Chaplain Steve had indicated, how honored it is, never thought you're going to be there. But I remember many, many, many years ago when we were in this tiny little office down on East Flamingo. And I remember then, I don't know if he was an assistant sheriff, but a guy named Joe Lombardo came to speak. And that tiny East Flamingo office was so hot. It was August, and Joe Lombardo stood up and took that brown tie and wiped his sweat off his head and said, John, this is the last time I'm coming back to a graduation here. So they opened up police headquarters. We have thoroughly enjoyed our relationship with Metro, and it has become so incredibly successful that there are other police departments across the country looking for us to replicate this Hope for Prisoners LVMPD model over in their jurisdiction. So it gives me an honor and privilege to introduce you to the captain of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Mr. Chris Valdez.
Hi, everyone. How are you guys? Man, this always makes me so happy. I'm so glad to be here. First off, I'm losing my voice this week, so you guys can't make fun of me, and you got to bear with me here. But I'm so happy to see all you guys and watch your families come in, man. It's so cool, so cool. So good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Valdez. As John said, I'm the captain of Northwest Area Command. I've been with Metro for about 22 years now. I do want to say that it's an honor to stand here today and celebrate this important milestone and wonderful accomplishment with all of you. On behalf of our sheriff and the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, I'd also like to recognize and thank Mr. John Ponder and his team for their partnership and support over the many, many years that we've been working together, as he just spoke about. Metro is an avid supporter of the Hope for Prisoners program, as am I personally. I won't bore you with an entire story, but a lot of times the things you go through in your lives are not very far off from what we go through, right? My little brother just came down to visit me for my promotion ceremony about 3 months ago, and he spent 5 years in federal prison for selling meth back home. So I just share that story because I want you guys to know that we're not all that different. I know it seems we're different. I got this, you got blue. We're not that different, you guys. So as I said, I'm an avid supporter of Hope for Prisoners, and so is our sheriff. We've seen the success this program in this partnership has brought time and time again. To all the graduates today, today's about more than just finishing a program. And I know it's not finished yet, but it's about proving something to yourselves, to your families, and to this community. No matter where you've been, you can choose a new direction or write a new story in your life. Today's about hope, and today's about new beginnings. Completing the Hope for Prisoners program is not easy. It demands commitment, discipline, and honesty, mostly with yourself. It requires you to show up day after day and do the hard work of preparing for change. Each of you sitting here today has demonstrated that strength. You've invested time into learning new skills, building healthy habits, and surrounding yourself with people who believe in your potential. Don't forget, graduation doesn't mean the end of this journey. It means the next chapter is just beginning. And please don't ever forget that. The world you're stepping back into will bring challenges, and there'll be moments of doubt. That's when you lean on what you've built here, the support systems, the mentors, and the lessons you've learned about resilience. Remember, you're not walking this path alone. This police department, this community, and this program are invested in your success. We don't want you to just survive. We want you to thrive. Because when you succeed, your families are stronger, our neighborhoods are stronger, and as everybody talked about, the community is stronger. As you move forward, keep your faith. Continue to put the same effort that you've put in here. Continue to live your life with purpose and to live for others. Choose to be a positive force in our community and choose to live with integrity and accountability. So on behalf of LVMPD, congratulations, you guys. You've accomplished something meaningful here, and you're on the right path. You've shown the courage to start again. We're proud of you. I'm proud of you. This community's proud of you. So thank you guys, and good luck.
Can we give Captain Valdez another hand? And Captain Valdez, I'm going to ask you to stand up for a minute. And I'm going to ask all those wonderful officers in the back of the room, would you guys please stand up? Do we have any other police officers in the room? So every month, I like to take a time out. So as the community is gathered in your house, we just want to take a few minutes to say thank you. Thank you for getting up every single day and going out in the community to protect and to serve. We thank you for putting your life on the line. We thank you for doing such a courageous job that I know I couldn't do myself. So I want to stand in the gap and say that anytime you were wronged or got the bad apples thrown at you, I stand in the gap and apologize for them. But I want you to know from this day forward, you have a community of people out here that is championing your cause and praying for your safety every single day. So thank you. Thank you, sir. A big piece of what we do is vocational training. I went out and got the bag to pay for it because we want to make sure that we not only set our folks up in good jobs, but we want them to think career-minded. So we open that opportunity for them to think about what it is they want to do vocationally. And we want to pay that for you. We have some of those vocational trainers here tonight. I know that we have Laura Goodwin from NTI. NTI does our HVAC, electrical, and plumbing training. Lauren, would you please stand up? She's over in the back corner over there. And then we have in this corner over here, before I introduce this old trainer, and this is no slight with NTI, HVAC, electrical, but it's so much money in welding that if I wasn't the CEO of Hope for Prisoners, I'd be and went through the Las Vegas Institute of Welding. Mike Simon, would you please stand up? And I have to apologize if any other trainers are in the room. Those are only ones down on the list, so scream at them if I missed anybody in this room. I think that what I'd like to do is give you an opportunity to hear from our lead trainer. You see, we pride ourselves in going out and getting the best of the best. And I'm not saying that because he's 6'19" standing in the back of the room. I'm saying because he's the best of the best. Let me tell you the reason why I say that he's the best of the best. Because in 2009, when I came home from prison and I was going to put together Hope for Prisoners, I wanted to do this training stuff, I started going out, seeking the best of the best. And I sat in a classroom under this guy's teaching. And I say that he's the best of the best because here it is, almost 16 years later, I could be out handling something in life, and I can hear Greg Ketter speaking in my head. If you guys are please put together for Hope for Prisoners, lead trainer, Mr. Greg Ketter, Ketter Development.
How's everybody doing? Man, I'll tell you, I'm so honored to be here. I know we always say that, but it's true because you know what? Sometimes we take things for granted. See, some people went to sleep last night and didn't wake up this morning, you know? And I always say, if your morning starts and you don't have a yellow tag on your big toe, it's already been a good day. So we don't take anything for granted. I don't take you for granted. This is very, very serious. And I'm going to keep this short because John always gives me the 2-minute sign. This is your time, folks. Understand this. Be clear about this. This is your time. You have to embrace this. You got to fight for this. You got to reach for this. You got to know when it's your moment. Hope for Prisoners has so much to offer you, but you got to want it even worse than what we want it for you. So I want to let you know today is absolutely the first day of the rest of your life. And I want you to know that I've been there. Now, I haven't been incarcerated physically, but I've been incarcerated mentally, spiritually, intellectually, and emotionally. And it ain't a good place to be. But now we have one thing in common. We are free. You are free. So there was a time when I worked at Circus City. I don't know if anybody remembers Circus City. You know, I was selling washers and dryers and kitchen appliances. And every now and then I'd sneak over and sell a VCR. Ooh. And my dream was to become a broadcaster. I wanted to become a news broadcaster, weatherman, meteorologist. And I told my friends and my coworkers, haters at Circus City, that this is what I want to do. And they gave me every reason in the book why I couldn't achieve it. Greg, you don't have any connections. This is Hollywood, baby. You can't do it. I said, why can't I do it? Because you don't have any connections. You don't have an agent. I said, wait a minute. I may not have any connections. Oh, but I got an agent. Mm-hmm. And so do you. And I just want to remind you that this is your time. Somebody walked up to me last week and said she was so afraid. Mr. Kennedy, this is, I don't know if I could do this. I said, you can do this. Because a lot of times people are not afraid of failure. They're afraid of success, believe it or not. Because to whom much is given, much is what? Required. Nelson Mandela said in his inaugural, he said, our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're more powerful beyond measure. It is your light, not your darkness, that most frightens you. Man, I'm telling you, you guys are ready. I spent time with these guys over the last 2 weeks, each and every one of them talked to them individually, and these are some future shining stars. And shining stars employees as well. So I want to assure you that the best is yet to come. As Mr. Ponder always says, the rest of your life is going to be the best of your life. So I want to just leave with this little word from Maya Angelou. Y'all know Maya Angelou a little bit, right? And she said, my dear friend, there comes a time in every life when you must decide, will you stay the same or will you rise? Reinvention is not about becoming someone new. It's about uncovering who you've always been. You see, life will break you, bend you, and test you. Oh, but how it will also build you. Each challenge is an invitation to grow, to shed the skin that no longer fits, and to walk boldly into your next chapter, the next chapter of you. Don't be afraid to let go of what no longer serves your spirit. Don't let the weight of your past keep you from dancing into your future. You are not bound by yesterday's version of you. Every sunrise whispers, begin again. And that, my friend, is your permission to start over, wiser, stronger, and more beautiful than ever before. Stand tall, speak truth, live with grace, and remember, every time you choose to rise, you are not reinventing just yourself, you're reinventing your story. This is your story. This is your legacy, folks. We are here with you. We got your back. On Monday, this is not the end. This is just the beginning. Because on Monday, we're going to roll up our sleeves and we're going to go to work. And you're going to have mentors that are going to stand side by side with you for 18 months. And I know there's a lot of success stories right here. There's a New York Times bestseller somewhere in this building, in this room right here. Anybody got a story? You got a story? Look at your people here. You got some praying grandmas and grandfathers and mothers and fathers. And they got any praying folks? Y'all praying for these folks right here for their success? So just know that we got you. We talked about a few things: focus, discipline, and sacrifice. Focus is the center of all activities, and we're not going to let you lose your focus. Discipline is doing the things that you may not want to do or you may not be used to doing, but we're going to do it now because we're 2.0. We're not just 1.0. We're 2.0, right? Right, Christine? We had a moment during the training, right? And then finally, sacrifice. What are you willing to give up in order to get something greater in your life? This is your time, and I celebrate your success in advance. God bless you guys. I'll see you on Monday, and we're going to go to work, okay? All right, brother. Thank you.
Can we give Greg a big hand, please? My guy, lead trainer. Usually he stands up here and talks like a half an hour. So he did good today, but he is the absolute best. I want to give a shout out to some of our elected officials that have taken time out to either be here today or to provide certificates for you. We have Yelena Guevara from the office of U.S. Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. Can you wave at us, please? Thank you so much for coming out. We also have City Councilwoman Kara Kelly. Would you please say hello, everybody? Thank you so much for coming out. You will also receive certificates from Governor Joe Lombardo, Secretary of State Cisco Aguilar, Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, U.S. Congresswoman Susie Lee, Senator Dina Titus, Senator Jackie Rosen, County Commissioner Tick Sigaboom, and the Sheriff of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. He's going to provide you certificates. Please give them a round of applause. We greatly appreciate it. As we make way for our final speaker for the evening, before we invite the Honorable Jennifer Schwartz up to administer the oath, it gives me an honor and privilege. I could stand up here and read his bio and tell you all the things that God has done in his life, but I'm going to let him tell that story. And when I said that he was like a brother from another mother, but of the same father, I meant that the truth. Would you please put your hands together for Pastor Vernon Fox?
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Good evening. How's everyone? Awesome. Awesome. Well, this is a privilege and honor, and one that I humbly embrace each and every time I have an opportunity to share in this capacity. I want to send a shout out to John and his entire Hope for Prisoners family and team. This is an amazing program, and I pray that you realize how much of a privilege it is for you to be involved, in all of the tools and resources that you are receiving are second to none. Again, as mentioned, my name is Vernon Fox. I was born and raised here in Las Vegas. Went on from here to, somebody was happy about that. I appreciate it. There we go. Got some locals in the room. But I grew up here in Las Vegas, and I went on to Fresno State University on a full athletic scholarship to play football. From there, I had the blessed opportunity of living out a dream for 8 years of playing in the NFL. It was a dream that at 7 years old I had. Appreciate that. And I was able to accomplish that. And I won't say that I was able to accomplish it by any power of my own, but it was only by the divine order, grace, and the mercy of God that he would allow me to live out a dream. Now, here's the thing about that is that oftentimes you only get to hear a single-sided part of a success story. You hear that and you can glory in the end of a thing, but oftentimes we're not privy or given access to the journey that it takes in order to get there. Part of what I want to share with you today that I believe is going to be helpful to you is not only the beginning or the end of the story, but there is this part in between that oftentimes we don't get to hear. And there's also an element of emotion that we're not given access to. So I would like to be a little bit transparent and vulnerable today. Now, I want you to understand what I mean when I say transparent and vulnerable, because when something is transparent, it means that you have the ability to see through that. And so from the outside looking in, you get access and able to see. But when you're vulnerable, it's when you allow something from the outside to come inside. And so not only do I want to give you access to see from the outside, but I want to let you inside to let you know some of the emotions that I felt through the journey that it took in order for me to get where I got to. Now, the part of the story that is difficult for me to tell oftentimes is because I have to go back and relive the trauma of it. But I was projected to be a second or third or fourth round draft pick in the 2002 NFL draft. Now, by God's divine order, I was not drafted. With that being said, I sat at home for 2 days in front of the TV in April of 2002 and never heard my name called. Now, that's not the worst thing in the world, right? But it's the worst thing for someone who had experienced nothing but success at the highest level in every competitive sport that I had played up until that point. And the difficulty was that not only was my pride tattered at that moment, but also my confidence was shot as well. And after I received a phone call and an opportunity to go and be a walk-on, basically free agent into the NFL in 2002 with the San Diego Chargers, I walked through those doors and I didn't have much confidence. Now, here's the problem, is that oftentimes the difficulty in us getting to the end result of where it is that we're seeking to go is that we have to have the right perspective. The Bible tells us in Romans chapter 12, verse 2, that we are transformed by the renewing of our minds. In other words, what that means is that you have to have the proper mindset in order to walk into spaces that God has for you. See, you can have faith, but if you're not willing to put the work in, then it won't matter, because the Bible tells us that faith without works is dead, which means that your faith will not be activated, nor will it be impactful unless you're willing to do what it requires in order to see that faith activated and to see the manifestation of the things that you're believing for. With that being said, it was a difficult journey that I had to fight through. And oftentimes I wanted to quit. Oftentimes I wanted to throw in the towel. And part of that, and the part that I want to let you in on and be vulnerable about, was the perspective that I had. You see, there's this thing that we have to do with our minds and that we have to do with our hearts that keeps you motivated. The moment you lose this thing, then it's going to stop you from fighting towards what it is that you want. That thing I'm talking about is perseverance. And it only comes through trouble. It only comes through trial. It only comes through struggle. James tells us like this. He says that we have to count it joy when we face trials of many types, because the testing of your faith, it produces perseverance. So the only way that you're going to be able to develop this perseverance is by going through rough times. It's like lifting weights. You're not going to get stronger if there's not resistance. But the resistance comes to help you develop strength. And like that scripture tells you, you're going to develop something that's going to be lasting and that is going to mature you, and you will lack nothing. And so through this process, I had to shift my mind, because there's two things that you can become. And one is you can be content or you can be complacent. And the Bible tells us very clearly that contentment is something that has to be learned. Paul tells us that I learned what it means to be content in every circumstance, because there's moments where I've had a lot and there's moments where I've had a little. And in every circumstance, I realized I could survive and I could still thrive if I was content. Now, don't get it wrong and don't hear what I'm not saying, because what I'm not saying to you is that contentment is complacency. Because when we become complacent, we settle, and we will settle for less than what we are actually privy to. There's a guy in scripture, and this man, he has two sons. And the Bible says that one of his sons comes to him and he tells him that he wants to leave his house. He wants to go and he wants to inherit the things that he would only receive after his father died. Imagine your child coming to you and telling you that. And it says that he sends him on his way. He gives him all of the things that he wants, and he goes and he squanders away all of these things. And it says that he is so low that he is at a point where he's eating with pigs. And he realizes in this moment, as scripture says, he comes to himself. All of us have to have a moment where we come to ourselves, where in our complacency, we realize, hey, I'm living beneath my privilege. It says that he comes to himself and he realizes, hey, even my father's hired servants are living better than I am. This is not the lot that was given to me. And sometimes at our lowest moments, we have to come to a realization that the lot in life that we're walking in is not in life that God intended for us. And it says he wakes up and he goes back to his father, because he knows that's where he can get the access that he deserves. And so my question to you is, where are you going back for your access? Are you going back to your father because you've realized that you will no longer live in complacency, but it's okay to be content? And this is the mindset that I had to adapt. I had to realize that although I didn't get here the way I desired to get here, that I will thrive in the moment and space that I'm in. My mom used to tell me like this: you have to bloom where you're planted. What she simply meant by that is that wherever you find your feet, you better find a way to blossom. Be the best that you can be in the moment that you're in until you get to where you want to be. And so what I had to realize is that as difficult as it was in those moments, when every single day I had to face the reality of feeling rejected, when every single day I had to face the disappointment of not achieving what I felt like I should have, I fought my way. And I went from 6th string to 5th string, from 5th string to 4th string, from 4th string to 3rd string, from 3rd string to 2nd string, from fighting for a job on this team, being the 96th guy signed to that roster, and all of a sudden making the final 53-man roster. And on September 15, 2002 at 1:15 in the afternoon, I stood on the sidelines of Qualcomm Stadium, and the Jets flew over the stadium simultaneously at the end of the culmination of the national anthem. And I stood there with tears in my eyes. And it was because I didn't allow complacency to steal my mindset, but instead I remained content in the moment that I was in until I could find myself in the moment that I stood. And it was the day of my first NFL start. Now, I don't say that just for that reason, right? Because, okay, it happened. But the value of it that no one else understood is that 5 months earlier, I was this close to quitting. I felt like giving up. And so I tell you all of that for this reason, because some of you, if you hadn't already experienced it, there are going to be moments where you feel like giving up, where you're not always going to be able to accomplish what it is that you set out to, or you're going to have to face rejection. And what I've learned is that you can experience a million no's, and all it takes is one yes. One yes will change the trajectory of your life. And after you've experienced that yes, you will learn the value of contentment in the place that you're in until you get to where God is taking you. But it's also going to require you to be persistent and you to practice perseverance, meaning that you never give up in the face of adversity, and you understand that everything that you go through is a part of the story, and it's valued in creating you into who God wants you to be and developing the character that he desires for you to walk in. Congratulations. You've only gone this far, and there's so much more to go. But I want you to know in the days to come that when you feel like giving up, that you think about what we talked about today, that you think about this moment, that you plant your feet firmly in the ground where you stand, and that you stand in contentment until God takes you to where he's taking you. God bless you guys.
Can we give Pastor Vernon Fox a gigantic round of applause? My brother, my brother, my brother. Hey, as we make way for the Honorable Jennifer Schwartz, I'm going to ask all the graduates if you guys would please stand up. If you guys would please stand up. And what I'm gonna ask you guys to do is I'm gonna ask you guys to do this. I'm gonna ask you to take your hands and extend them right out in front of you. Extend them right out in front of you. Now, what I'm gonna ask you to do is I'm gonna ask you to fix your eyes down in the palms of your hands. Down in the palms of your hands. And I want you to look at the lines in the palms of your hands and imagine, if you will, that each one of the lines in the palms of your hands, they represent things in your past that you're not proud of. Eyes down in the palms of your hands. And just imagine, if you will, that those lines represent things in your past that you're ashamed of. They represent things in the past that you're embarrassed of. They represent things in your past that you wish never happened. Look at them. The lines in the palms of your hand. They may represent a time into the Clark County Detention Center 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Those lines in your hand might represent that chain going up to the fish tank in High Desert. It may represent something in your past, like coming in and out of a dope house. Lines in the palms of your hands, representing things in your past. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take your hands and I want you to lift them right up in front of your face right there. Look at the lines in the palms of your hands, right up in front of your face. And it's all those things that you wish you could take a gigantic eraser and make disappear. The lines in the palms of your hand, right up in front of your face, right up in front of your face, right up in front of your face. Now, with your hands in front of your face. Can you see me? Say it like you mean it. With your hands in front of your face, can you see me? No. With your hands in front of your face, can you see me? No. With your hands in front of your face, can you see me? No. Neither can you see your future with your past in your face. Hands down. It's over. Now we press on to that incredible life that God has in store for us. If you guys would please join me in welcoming up the Honorable Jennifer Schwartz to administer the oath.
So I'm not here to speak to you, so I guess you're welcome on that one. But I do want to say this, at the risk of sounding condescending. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I want to congratulate you and you and you and you and all of you. You're all stars. I'm so happy for all of you. Now we're going to take this nice and slow, like Miss Turner said, and we're going to do it. All right? Everyone raise your right hand. I state your name. Hereby declare an oath in the presence of family, my friends, and all of those present, that I will fully embrace this opportunity for a new life. From this day forward, I will strive to be a productive, law-abiding member of my community, be a person of honor and integrity, be a person who sets positive examples for those around me. I will strive for all of these things as I am a person of value, a person who takes responsibility, a person with self-respect, who respects others. I will look towards the future, having learned from my past. My determined purpose from this point forward is to make the rest of my life the best of my life. So help me God.
Judge Schwartz, you can stay up here. Can we give Judge Schwartz another round of applause? We are going to move into the issuing of the certificates, and I'm going to ask the Office of Elected Officials if you please come and meet us up here. And as like you graduates, you can have a seat, you can have a seat, you can have a seat, you can have a seat. And as I call your name, would you please come up and receive your certificates? I'm gonna read them off of yours. If you guys would please put your hands together for Mr. Jesse Andreas. Congratulations. Please keep it going for Sonia Angram. Can I get out? Would you please keep it going for Corey Atkinson? Congratulations. Congratulations. Jeremy Charbonnet. Congratulations, man. Please keep it going for Luis Chavez. Congratulations, man. Justice Coleman. Congratulations, man. Devon Cooper. Congratulations, man. All right, Chris, appreciate you too. Alander Craft. Congratulations, man. Please keep it going for Lisa Gicunzo. Congratulations. All right. Brandon Ernestenberg. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Mr. Anthony Albert Frenchco. Let's please keep it going for Jose E. Garcia. Let's please keep it going for Jose G. Garcia. Carlton Gardner. Anthony Giocio. Justin Hernandez. Congratulations, man. Emmanuel Jimenez. Malvin Johnson. Congratulations. Amy Kim. You're welcome. Please give it up for Isaac Lashall. Please keep it going for his brother Isaiah Lashall. Leopoldo Larigat. Deveray Locke. Christine Markham. Wilma Mobley. Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Parker. You're welcome. Tyree Morris. Kendrick Muldew. Congratulations, man. Tyree. Daquan Uggs. Oscar Perez. Miss Trina Peterson. Congratulations. Please give it up for the one and only Mr. Irvin Powers. Frank Ramirez. Anthony Robinson. Gabriel Salcido. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you, brother. Congratulations, Gabriel. Please give it up for Santiago Candelero. Josue. It's Josue. Please give it up for Josue. It doesn't read like Josue. Give it up for Michael Sheets. April Simmons Akindala. Juan Simmons. Otis Smith. Congratulations. All right. Jawan Tolliver. Davin Tony. Congratulations, man. All right. Please give it up for Orlando Walker. Congratulations, man. Mr. Jonathan West. Congratulations, man. The one and only young Eagle, Brian Williams. Congratulations, man. Mr. James Wilson. Congratulations, man. Please give it up for Joshua Weiss Elder. Congratulations, man. Mr. Rodney Yaola. Congratulations, man. And last but not least, Mr. Javon Zachary. Congratulations, man. I'm going to ask the graduates to please stand up on your feet. I'm going to wait for them to get done. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the February 2026 Hope for Prisoners graduating class. Would you please give it up to them? Congratulations. 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 We're looking forward to working with you in the next 18 months. I want to give a big shout out, and I miss one of the employers over in the corner. Scott, would you please stand up from the Ahern family of companies? I saw you out the corner of my eye. Make sure you make a beeline over there. Phenomenal opportunities. But I want to say a big thank you to all the Hope for Prisoners volunteers. You guys are the absolute glue that holds us together. I want to say a big thank you to all of the staff that always makes me look good. I want to give a big shout out to all of our speakers that have joined us here tonight. U.S. Congresswoman Susie Lee, Captain Chris Valdez, Pastor Vernon Fox, and the Honorable Jennifer Swartz. Can we give them a big, gigantic round of applause? Now, listen, there is food over in the corner. Make sure you connect with those employers, those vocational trainers, and we look forward to seeing you next week to get your boots on the ground so we can go to work. Good night, everyone. God bless you. Thank you for coming out. Thank you, sir.
It's so good.